Okay, I understand being a police officer can be a thankless job. I was with the military police for 2 years. I was stationed in Philadelphia, and we had concurrent jurisdiction with the Philadelphia PD, which means we patrolled part of inner city Philadelphia. We patrolled part of it. So I know what it's like. It's a thankless job. But why do we have to have police officers out there who are just either douchebags or total dumbasses? The other night, I'm riding around on my motorcycle, and I stopped at the local strip. It's downtown. It's called the Oregon District, if you're not from this area. Every city has one. It's that strip, that street that has all the bars lined up where like everybody goes. The hipsters and the yuppies, the college kids, the elderly, the bikers, the old hippies. Everybody goes down there and has a good time. I parked my motorcycle on the street, which is legal to do, and there's a couple other bikes parked next to mine, and these guys about my age, I would guess, they're sitting on their bikes. And when I parked there, I was sitting there for a while, and I'm talking to them, and we're not doing anything, not causing any problems. We're just sitting there shooting a bull, you know, watching all the drunks and all the other people. Now there's police officers patrolling around this area on foot, and there's this one particular cop comes up and starts trying to get me and these other two guys sitting on our bikes, trying to get us to leave. Either leave or get off of our bikes. He said, oh, start up your bikes and leave, or get off them and go into one of the bars. Well, we asked him, you know, if it was illegal for us to sit there. We thought maybe there was a city ordinance that we didn't know about, and we asked him about it. Every time we asked him a question, this guy just walked away. Now, I'm sure a lot of you have seen these police brutality videos on the internet, and they all seem to have that one cop involved in the brutality. He's got that same profile, that same look. He's this great big stocky guy. Looks like he used to work out, but he's starting to get fat. He's kind of like in transition from being buff to being overweight. Big stocky guy, no neck, huge pumpkin-sized bald head. That was this guy to a T. He kept trying to tell us to move on, and we were asking him, you know, are we breaking the law? He wouldn't answer us. We asked him, there's dozens of other people on the sidewalk. There's people standing around the sidewalk. There's people sitting on cement walls that are, you know, the trees lining the sidewalk, the little cement walls surrounding the trees. Dozens of people sitting on these. This guy isn't talking to any of them, telling them to leave. As a matter of fact, no other police officer are giving any of these people a hard time. No other cops are coming to me and these other two guys telling us to leave, that we couldn't sit there on our motorcycles. Every time we asked this cop a question, no matter what it was, are we breaking the law sitting here? What about these other people sitting here? What about all the people standing around? He wouldn't answer our questions. Every time we asked him a question, he'd walk away. Come back a few minutes later, try to get us to leave. I'm like, come on, dude, this is fucked up. You know, what is the deal? Finally, I took my camera out of my pocket and I threatened to start recording him. I did that. He left us alone. I'm thinking, seriously, if we're breaking the law, let us know. For all you police officers out there who might be watching this, if any of you people, the 10 of you who usually watch my videos, if you're watching this and one of you are a police officer, when somebody asks a question, just answer the fucking question. It's not that hard. As a U.S. citizen, not just as a U.S. citizen, but as a military veteran, when we're stopped by the police, we should be told why we're stopped. If we're approached by the police for some reason, and we ask, are we doing something wrong, that question should be answered. Don't try to intimidate us. That's bullshit. Just because you're a cop doesn't mean you're right. And I'm guessing this guy wasn't right, because if he was, if there is a city ordinance or some kind that you're not allowed to sit on your motorcycle when it's parked on the street, then he would have enforced it. He had plenty of other police officers around there if we started getting out of hand to help him out. But every time we questioned him on it, he left. So just because you're a cop doesn't mean you're right. I'm sorry. That's not how it is. I used to work like guys like this. When I was on the department, they were total douchebags. They would approach people and just try and intimidate them. Let me see your license and registration. Well, why did I do, officer? Just let me see your documents. Then I'll tell you. No, fucking tell them why you pulled them over and then ask for their documents. Don't escalate a situation when it isn't necessary, which it is never necessary to escalate a situation. Whenever I pulled somebody over as a police officer, I would do three things. Give them a friendly greeting, introduce myself, tell them why I pulled them over. Good afternoon, sir. My name is Officer Lawton. The reason I pulled you over is because you failed to make a complete stop at the stop sign back there. All their questions are answered and they know who I am. Don't be a dick if you're a cop. It's unnecessary. The only thing I can guess is that this guy, I don't know, maybe his girlfriend was stolen by a guy who owned a motorcycle, so he hates anybody who owns a motorcycle, and he just wants them to move on. You know, I'm sorry. Your personal opinion on things does not dictate law. If you're a police officer, just because you don't like something doesn't mean you can make people stop doing it if it's not against the law. If I'm sitting on my motorcycle on a street and it's not against the law, fuck off. Don't try to tell me to move on. It's bullshit. I took my camera out, threatened to record him. He moved on and he left us alone. That right there tells me he was in the wrong. He was full of shit. He was being a bully. I have all the respect in the world for the cops as long as they respect us.